Happy New Year!
Welcome to 2019, where we're still today and tomorrow for the last 2 days.
Surprise, Nikki and I took January 1st and 2nd off.
Hey, we can't come in today. It's New Year's Day. But we've got a look back at some of our favorite moments from 2018, and it's just 2 more times.
And hey, I'll throw out there.
And this counts as one of those.
While we're talking about it, on New Year's Day today on RadioU, starting at noon Eastern, the 50 Most Wanted with Josh is happening.
So if you want to find out what were the 50 most wanted songs from RadioU for the year, that list is also just up at RadioU.com.
Okay, so things you're going to find. Remember the woman that shaved her leg in the pool?
Oh, the lady she got virally shamed.
Yeah.
But it was also like, why are you doing that?
We talk about the return of staff lunch drama.
Yeah.
And you know what? Even today as we're recording this, Nikki and I haven't yet decided on a lunch location, so we have to block out 30 minutes for everyone to argue about where we're going to eat today.
We weren't ready to do that yet.
Yeah. We also talk about, oh my gosh, this is another great story. A British man that's having a feud with another British man, and so he builds a device to blow something through his mail slot. You remember
this guy took time.
Oh, it's...
Lots of time. Like, he was beyond mad. He had a vendetta. Can we say that?
Oh, yeah. Other things, Space Force gets announced. Fried rice syndrome is a thing, and we talk about potential side effects of Nikki's cold medicine.
Uh-oh.
Hello. You guys enjoy this podcast. There's one more Worst of the Riot coming your way tomorrow. Then Nikki and I will be back live in the studio on January 3rd if I haven't already quit this job.
Or if we haven't started the year off by saying, you know what? We'll come at you next week. It's fine.
A couple more days.
We're planning on coming back then.
We're recording this now.
Yes.
But we're planning on coming back for sure.
Enjoy the podcast. Don't forget to say hello, RadioU Riot on Facebook. Follow us there. Or text 877-2-RADIO-U and have a fantastic New Year's Day.
It's the Riot.
One day, a heroic time traveler will go back in time to make sure none of this ever happens. Until then, it's the Worst of the Riot 2018 on Radio U.
Hey, if you could do me a favor and just go ahead and grab a bucket, because you're going to need it.
Are you going to be getting out some vitamins? Is that the new phrase?
Yeah, that's what it is. I'm refunding the vitamins.
Yeah, returning it.
It's not that. It's so much worse.
It's so weird. It is really, really weird. And I feel bad because this lady must be horrified now.
No.
She must. She didn't think people. Oh, this was all over Reddit. Like this video is everywhere.
I know. I saw it too, but
She must have shame with this.
Don't you think?
No, I think I would be mortified.
I don't think she's ashamed.
She must be.
I don't think so. I don't think that you go to the pool and do this and have shame. I think that somewhere inside there's a shame wire that's not hooked up to the power source.
If you went to the pool and did this, you'd have just a small amount of shame if someone saw you at the pool. But I don't think she would realize that this would go worldwide with people seeing this video.
Well, do you? But she's not hiding what she's doing.
I know, because she doesn't think anybody, like they say, if you just go about whatever and people won't even notice. I mean, people have noticed this, though.
This is not a clipboard and a confident wave, okay? That's not what this is. That is not what this is.
So this is this weird video of a lady. She's at the pool in Florida, and she's at the edge of the water, and there's a bunch of kids around, and she is sitting on the ledge, and she's shaving her legs in the pool. It is so weird.
She is straight up shaving her legs. So that means that all her little hairs...
And you know what she's doing, too? She's doing the little dip it in the water to get the
cleaning the razor in the water.
It's so weird. It is so weird. So the camera person's just recording it and like, why are you doing this? So yes, it's been everywhere this weekend.
Oh, gosh.
It's so disgusting. You do not shave your legs in the pool. What's worse is if you see the comment section on any of these.
Wow.
And then
don't read
people
the
who have worked at pools and said of what else people have done there, it's way worse.
Here's a quote. I used to work at a public pool, and for whatever reason, they attract the worst of humanity. I would never.
That's why there's so many chemicals in the pool.
I would never swim in a public pool after my experience. Oof. But okay.
But I want to swim in a pool.
Okay, Nikki, this is
I
getting
want to.
all right. This is getting a little personal. But when you shave your legs, you like bathtub?
No, shower.
Shower?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't
Not
shave
the-
my legs, so I don't know.
Not the pool.
Okay. But, like, there is something inside you. Like, your
I would
mom,
not do it outside in public.
Your mom never said to you, now, Nikki, sometimes when the shower's not available, go to the pool.
No, I wouldn't even think that'd be comfortable.
But she never said to you, Nikki, never shave your legs at the pool.
No.
No
one's ever said no. You're right.
No one ever had to tell you that. You just knew.
No one ever had to tell me. And you know, we've all done the dry shave, which is painful.
Sure.
But even that,
I've dry shaved my face. It's
you're
terrible.
not in the pool with other people. This is not your pool either. This is like a hotel.
Man,
it's just weird to watch. It's very weird.
You can't. Whatever standard of hygiene that you have in your own life, you got to, one, know that other people don't share it. They just don't. And two, you begin asking questions. What am I doing that's really gross, I wonder?
That could become a worldwide
I wonder what it
viral
is.
video.
I would just love to interview this woman. Like, all right, so is this something you do all the time? Was this something?
Were you running late? Or, I mean, now it's even popular just to not shave.
Yeah.
Even if you are a woman. So I would have just been like, oh, here we go. This is just what we're doing.
What about the other lady that shaved her legs and then glued the hair to her face?
It's just, there's a lot.
There's a lot going on out there. So, you know what? I'm just glad I got a basement. I just go down there.
Well, just be glad next time you go to the pool, you're like, how much chlorine's in this thing? It's not enough. They should add more.
I'm telling you, I can't afford it, but I need to figure out a way to afford my own pool.
It's safer that way.
I can't go to a public pool ever again. Not after this. You get out and you're like, what's this on my skin?
The riot made a lot of people laugh in 2018. Sure, it was mostly people laughing at them, but those laughs still count. It's the worst of the riot on RadioU.
Nikki, what did Snoop Dogg teach us earlier?
Earlier in the show, if you have a goal in front of you, then that will help drive you to, with probably a paid partnership, get the Guinness World Record that he got over the weekend.
He made the world's biggest gin and juice. Now, many of us may look at that and go, that's not my kind of goal. But how about this one? Anne Brunage. I'm just going to call her Anne because I know I'm not getting her last name right.
What'd she do?
She's 71 years old.
Yeah.
She's a yoga enthusiast.
Oh, at that age? Wow.
Hey, they say, the older you get, use it or lose it.
Sure.
So she is probably one of those healthy, vibrant, I have more energy than you at 70 than
probably
you have at 20.
could do better yoga than us at this age, so that's a shame.
She's one of those people, I'm going to guess. Her goal, a handstand in all 50 states.
Really? Mm-hmm. That's a nice goal.
And so here's a photo of her in Alaska doing a handstand at the post office in this small town in Alaska.
Kind of like some people want to go to every major league ballpark, across the country, or you want to go to every particular restaurant in every country or every state. It's kind of like that.
I need a goal.
But hers is healthy.
I need a thing like this. I got nothing. No, I
collect.
I don't want to make a huge gin and juice, and I also don't want to do handstands.
I don't, but when I go to different areas, I collect a Christmas ornament, but that's about it. I don't do anything when I'm there.
Right. Yeah.
So I don't know.
And the thing about, that'll just upset you. I won't say that.
No, what is it?
Well, I was going to say, the thing about buying those Christmas ornaments is eventually you die, they get passed on to somebody else.
And they just get thrown in the trash.
There's somebody else's mess that they have to take care of.
I know, but they're cheap and it's a small collection. It's fine.
The thing I was thinking is, what's something you can do?
Yeah.
Like, what's an experience that you can have? Like, I've gone to the bathroom in all 50 states.
That's something.
I've visited the truck stop.
Why can't you just have it be, I've gone to all the states?
Well, it's not enough. You got to have an
I have
angle.
to do something while I'm there.
Nikki, in these days and age, you can't Insta being there. You're going to have to Insta doing something.
No, because it used to be like, you check off every state you'd go to.
Right. At this point, I collected a quarter of all the commemorative quarters from the states.
And I think, honestly, Alaska might be the only one left that I haven't been to.
I've never been to Alaska.
I haven't either.
I haven't been to Hawaii either. So I've never left the continental United States. So, yeah. I'm what a sheltered life I'm living.
Well, we'll think about it. We'll think about what could be, or let us know if you know of a good thing. I don't want to do a handstand, so.
No, I don't even think I can. And you know what? I don't want to find out.
Yeah. Like, well, how about we not do a headstand in all 50 states? Like, that could be our angle on it.
A hot dog in every state.
See, yes, like that. Hey. A local hot dog.
Local hot, yeah.
Like, that has to be killed there and everything. As local as can be.
You know, when you say it has to be killed there, that makes it sound like hot dog meat comes from one source.
The hot dog
like
tree.
One animal.
That's it.
Yeah.
You know it's an assortment.
Total Riot Oreo consumption was at its highest level yet in 2018. Looking forward to a double stuffed new year. It's the worst of the riot on RadioU.
This is a story of...
For the ages.
Of like... just a hatred that you don't like to see in an individual.
Well, you know, Nikki, sometimes
someone who's dedicated to this hate.
Sometimes you get angry. And, you know, the British have what they call that stiff upper lip. You know what I'm saying? And we have a tendency to think of the British as being very, refined.
Yeah.
And they've got that accent. We talked to Jen Ledger. She's British.
Well, I don't know what happened here, but... You have a 75-year-old British man.
75?
75. I think that's too old to be behaving this way.
Well, you know what? I'm going to disagree with you. I think that's old enough to not care anymore.
Actually, that's what they say. When you get to a certain age, like you regress sort of like when you were, you know...
Like a teenager?
Even younger than that, where you just didn't care. And so you'll do whatever.
You stopped caring. Like, basically, you've given up on society. You do what you want.
So Geoffrey Dovington...
Okay, first off... The most British name ever, because he even spells it Geoff.
Geoffrey.
Holroyd Doveton.
So
that's his name.
He's a 75-year-old British man, and apparently what has happened is he was mad at a former friend.
Former friend.
And so he, for 6 to 8 weeks, they said, would number 2 in a container.
He had a bucket.
He had a bucket.
So he stopped using the toilet in his house and began using a bucket.
He collected it, made a
He
homemade...
collected it for 6 weeks.
6 to 8 weeks.
8 weeks.
Made a homemade pump for it. Drove 200 miles to his former friend's house. Used the pump to go through the letterbox slot and some doors.
Okay, so... All right.
200 miles.
200 miles. We've got the hose hooked up to where they drop the mail.
Yeah,
but
like
it's
if
that
you have
mail
a
where
door.
The door slot.
And
I used to have one of those.
He had to fashion and make the pump fit through it. So he knew that that's what it had to work with. And then he sprayed his collected number 2 from 6 to 8 weeks through the letterbox slot into the property of his former friend's house.
So I'm going to go ahead and read to you part of the police report that says the excrement landed on carpet with enough pressure that it also hit the door at the end of the hallway.
Walls had to be rechanged.
All the carpet had to be replaced and the walls redecorated due to the quantity of feces.
I want to know what they had a falling out over. It doesn't cover like what they...
We don't know what the fight is about.
But they're not friends anymore. They're former friends.
Well, if they were friends, I can tell you that now that friendship has officially been severed.
I don't think you can ever come back from this. And the one guy's also been given a restraining order. He cannot go within 1 mile of the property, and he must pay back his former friend.
Hey, Nikki, I'm going to go ahead and tell you, you said you don't think you can come back from it.
Oh, no, I know you can't.
I'm going to go ahead and say you can't.
Well, we're supposed to forgive and walk in love. So
you know what?
I don't want to shut the door to that like the man did with that. I don't want to say no.
I don't want to shove the hose through the mail slot on that.
I just don't ever understand. I've been mad at so many people before. That's a normal thing. But not to the point where for 8 weeks... I would no,
that's something you got to hang on to that.
That's a lot.
That's 8 weeks of that unbelievable smell.
Yeah.
Then
in the weeks of planning this before he even started.
He designed a custom pump and then a custom fitting to go in the mail slot. I mean, that is just... But, the other side of it is, don't you think on some level... like it wasn't just hatred? Don't you think he's laughing as he's doing this?
Oh, I don't know. This is too much.
I don't know. I kind of see him like he's getting a good chuckle here and there. And then,
for me, I get like my anger will usually be deflated the next morning when you wake up and you calm down.
Calm down a little bit.
This has been a long time.
Yes.
That's a lot.
This guy needs, maybe we could teach him how to meditate.
Well, he needs something.
Some reflective, maybe journal a little bit. Like, I can't believe what Bob said. Or Boothroyd said. I'm sorry, I forgot. It's British.
I mean, you're also driving 200 miles
200
to do
miles.
this. And then 200 miles back?
Do you think that he stopped for snacks? And how did he get caught?
They just
We don't know, but that's just it. Like, how do they know it was
You
them?
always get caught.
2018 was a year full of highs and lows. Here's an example of one of the lows. It's the worst of the riot on Radio U.
This is something you guys don't know. As a staff, we haven't gone out to lunch together very much lately. We've just all been doing our own thing. Well, we've gotten back to the point where we're like, hey, guys, once a week, let's try to make sure.
And today's the once a week.
We're going out to lunch.
Today's the day.
Here's what I love is that we're on our second week of, hey, guys, let's make sure we all go out to eat together. And do you know what has been, not only have we not been going out to eat together, but as a result, there is something that's been gone for a long time.
The conflict of
That's
it?
the lunch game. And here's the thing. Picking where we go to lunch is like a card game, but I will tell you, the person who almost always wins that game is the first person to throw down a card.
Yeah.
But in order for it to count, everyone has to see the card. So let's say people are starting to have side conversations about lunch. Like maybe the Riot had a conversation yesterday in which we were like, hey, we should do this for lunch. But
we didn't throw the card down.
No, we didn't throw it down in front of everybody else. Nikki showed me her card, but she didn't show it to everybody else. So now we've got another staff member that's like, take a look at my card. Now I've seen two cards, which puts me in a very difficult position because now we start. It's like a game of Survivor. Alliances begin to form.
And there's going to be hurt feelings.
Absolutely.
If and what we decide for lunch.
Because
it gets personal.
We're going to have tribal council.
Now, I thought yesterday when we talked about our lunch card, I thought that was a we did that. You brought that up, and then I followed along, and we decided
actually,
as a we.
Now, that's not true. Part of it is.
That's how I remember it.
I said I was 100% game for it, but it was you that started the conversation.
I said Chinese food.
You said tomorrow we need to go have Chinese food.
Yeah, and you picked the place.
And what did I tell you? You've got to decide early and let people know.
That's a we. If I heard it. I just heard a we.
This is like when we take out the trash.
That's you. That's you that does it.
So like,
I can't touch the dumpster.
We really need to take the trash out. It's very full.
I bring it to the door, but I don't want to touch the dumpster. There was a raccoon in there once.
There was.
And
Eric found it.
And
you didn't find it.
Well, I knew he was there.
I heard about it one time.
I heard
Somebody
about it.
told me there was a raccoon there.
I just don't want to go to Michael's Choice. That's just what I'm saying.
What I'm saying is like, here's what's going to happen. I got to get us all in a room and we have to get used to it again.
Yeah,
and
it's conflict.
And I'll tell you what, like there are instant messages flying around right now about this conversation.
About the lunch? I can cry if I need to.
Well, I mean, I think off air you said something like, if we do this, it's a betrayal and I don't ever want to go again.
I will never go to staff lunch on Wednesdays if I am hurt again this week. Okay.
Just to give you guys an idea of how quickly the stakes can escalate. I mean, it doesn't...
Give me just this one thing.
It doesn't take long for it to go from, I don't know if I want to go there, to, I am tired of the betrayal that happens in here, and I'm out. And guys, we're on week 2.
No, but all the feelings of all lunches before come back. Like, apparently I haven't forgiven.
There is an infection deep in a wound, and we're just ripping it open. This might be why we haven't gone out to lunch in a long time.
This is why. Fine. You guys decide.
And what did I show you yesterday? I showed Nikki this clip from 30 Rock where everybody's screaming at someone who picks where they go to lunch.
And he's like, fine, I pick Subway. And everybody's throwing things at him.
Throwing stuff at him
like,
and screaming.
I don't care.
It's worth it.
You're not even going to keep your job, but I don't care. Well, you guys just will keep talking.
Stop.
We'll keep
Do you see
talking.
what just happened? She said, you guys will just keep talking. She just put it off on me. This is like...
You're the leader.
No. This is
You're
like my
the lunch leader.
This is like my parents getting divorced, and your mom's like, well, we don't want to put you in the middle, but tell your dad.
But you're in the middle.
Well, I don't want you to be in the middle, but tell your mom. I can't take it. I'm triggered.
One day, when historians look back on the year 2018, they'll wonder how we let it go on for so long. It's the worst of the riot on Radio U.
All right, Nikki.
Yes.
I need to know if there is something in life that I'm missing out on.
Because?
Because of things that happened yesterday. And you know what? Okay, I love this. I took a class in college called Communication Research Methods. And so half the class was statistics, which is what a lot of research is. Then we discovered this whole other half of research called ethnography or ethnography, depending on how you want to say it. And so the idea would be that it's more of a qualitative than a quantitative research. You go and live with someone, or you live with a group or whatever, and you using your personal experiences and that kind of immersive research, and you write about it. So in the middle of this, Dr. Kim discussed with us the ethnographic stumble. Mm-hmm. The ethnographic stumble is the moment where you're living in an environment with a group of people, with like whatever it is that you're studying, when you notice something that is different than yourself. So you say something, they don't think it's funny.
Yeah.
They say something you don't think is funny. You eat something that they do not, whatever it is, there's a moment, a stumble, where the difference between you and them
Or it's actually showing.
And that's the moment where your research is becoming the most valuable, because that's one of the things you're there for, is to study the differences. So over the weekend, I had an ethnographic stumble. I was with these people where they're all like, yeah, we're going to do a Hawaiian shirt contest. So wear your Hawaiian shirt. And I was like,
Does one have one?
you guys are talking about this? Like at home, I've just got a couple and I'll pick my best one?
Yeah.
And so I start asking around. I was like, do you have a Hawaiian shirt? Yeah, I got one. Really? Okay, all right. Hey, do you have a Hawaiian? Yeah, sure. Of course.
You think you want to know why I think some people do?
Please,
Well,
enlighten me.
I think if you have an amazing corporate job where they sometimes have theme days and stuff.
Okay, all right.
Hawaiian shirt day is a pretty common one.
That's a thing?
Where here, I think from the movies that I watch, because here we just have like, hey, it's t-shirt and sandal day.
I'm wearing a Transformers t-shirt right now.
And that's everyday workwear. That's our work clothes.
Yeah.
And that's what we wear. But we don't have like theme days, or because we don't have to have days where we dress up in business clothes.
Okay.
So Hawaiian shirt day is an easy one because you can still, just put it on over your dress clothes.
I don't even have dress clothes.
See, well, we're just in a different world.
Look, I don't have
all that.
I don't have anything.
Well, you can find one.
Oh, yeah, I mean, I can. But like that was my thing is I was looking around, I was like, why do all of you have Hawaiian shirts?
Or if you had Spirit Day for it and you just kept it. And
okay.
I mean, have
that's a great possibility. Spirit Week, it was Hawaiian shirt day. And, I would have been wacky and worn my Hawaiian shirt and a hula skirt.
Yeah.
And showed up like that.
Then you could have worn that to whatever you were doing.
All right. Well, okay. I don't have it. So I'm going to have to go out and find it.
You should not judge or question any clothes sort of things just because we have such a weird dress code here, because there is no dress code.
And so that's why you're saying.
For everybody else, it's normal. It's like, yeah, it's no big deal. You'd have that day, you'd wear the Hawaiian shirt thing.
The other thing you have to understand about our staff is that if Nikki came in and she was like, guys, tomorrow we're having Hawaiian shirt day, the attitude would be, I hate you. And I'm not doing that. Because that.
And I love that. That's the respect.
That is the team spirit
that we have here.
It permeates everything that we do.
Remember last year when you thought the riot couldn't possibly be any worse next year? You were right, but of course that doesn't mean they've gotten any better. It's the worst of the riot 2018 on Radio U.
It is the riot Riot on Radio U. So for the last week and a half, on and off, it's not every day, I've been trying to work out before the show. If you've been with the show long enough, you know this is a phase I'll go through.
Give him a week or two, like he said.
I'll abandon it and then catch me again, maybe midwinter or early spring, and I'll be back at it.
Is this mostly because you just you're at a point where you want to get it done as early as possible? Or?
It's that, because man, seriously, knowing that there's no workout left in the day is amazing. Because it's one of those things that I always think, like, got to get it in, got to make sure it happens. And now I'm like, and it's done. And I've got a whole day of not thinking about it.
And it's hot, and you don't want to do it later.
Early morning runs are easy. The weightlifting is hard because I can't just get out of bed and do that. Running, you can just do at home. I got to go to the gym, and it's hard to get the timing worked out, and et cetera, et cetera. But that also means that it's pushing my morning shower to the gym, which means you can always tell I have been to the gym because I haven't shaved. That's one. Because I don't have time and convenience and whatever.
You can't do both. You can't work out in the morning and shave.
So the other thing that I've noticed at the gym is that, you've got the different shower stalls, and you go in the stall, and of course you can take your own shampoo, conditioner.
Is it like a dorm one?
Pretty much, yeah. But they also have these little soap dispensers inside the gym shower. And it's just like a hand soap dispenser that you would find in a restroom or whatever. And at first I was like, man, that's great. I won't have to bring my own soap or anything. And so I went ahead and lathered up really good, and I was rinsing off. And then and this was a while ago, and I was just like, wait a minute. Wait, hang on. So then I realized that you could just lift the lid on the soap.
Put whatever you want in
there. And you could put anything you wanted in the soap, and I'm lathering it all over my body.
Why do you think, though, automatically the worst? I mean, I know the news stories we read every day would lend towards us thinking the worst, but maybe it's just fine. No one else would think to tamper with it.
Well, Nikki, I'll tell you what. I am a college graduate, which means I spent 4 years not just studying, but I was lucky enough and indebted enough to live on campus for 4 years, which means I lived in close quarters with guys.
So you know what everybody's capable of?
I will tell you right now, whether they're 3, 30, or 300, men are animals. And they will, for fun, do the worst thing they can imagine. And so when I realized that, and again, you think you're like, okay, that's when, guys are 18, but these are businessmen.
Oh, nope.
They might be worse. Actually, because at least in college, you're getting it all out. When people enter the business world, they have to suppress it. So now they're looking for an outlet. So now someone's peeing in the soap just to feel alive.
Yeah, just to feel something each day.
At least I feel something.
That's the moment, yeah.
That was when I just thought,
it's better
I can't do this again. And so ever since then, for like the year or two I've worked out at this gym, that soap is not an option. I don't care what I'm covered in. That soap, it's just water.
Well, do you expect it to have a little lock and key sort of thing that only the administration can fill it up, or the workers?
What they should do is, and this is something they've been pushing for in a lot of public restrooms to stop the spread of germs, is their little containers of soap that go in there. So it's basically like a plastic bulb of soap that goes in there. Then the
like
soap
a hotel-sized one?
And then they swap them out.
Gotcha.
So that it's a whole kind of cartridge-based system.
They're not going to do that.
I am aware of that, so I bring my own soap. And I have thought many times, like, man, who are the poor saps that are still using this soap? And this morning I hear that sound that can only be the sound of a hand working the soap dispenser. And it's the guy in the shower next to me. And I was like, man, this poor guy. I just want to... It's like, don't
use it. You never know.
Mine. Here, it's a body wash. You just
it's
lather
all
up,
in
dude.
one.
Lather up, like you don't know where that soap's been.
Aww.
I can't, Nikki, and
I don't think you need to. And you don't need to.
I'm not going to. So this is just a little heads up. Don't use that soap. Just don't. You think it's okay, it's not, all right?
That person next to you is just living their life, having a good time, didn't even think that.
Somebody needs to tell them.
We finally got around to pouring over all of your complaints from last year, and these are the riot bits you mentioned the most. It's the worst of the Riot 2018 on Radio U.
It is the Riot on Radio U. I got to tell you, If there's one thing that has been sent to the riot over and over again over the last 48 hours, it's the poop-nado. And that's what everybody keeps calling it.
It's the porta potties that go up in the air.
Yeah, and
Have you guys seen it?
Well, when we kept getting them, I was like, I had no idea where it was from or what was going on, but I now have details on where this is and how it happened.
It's basically just two porta potties that there must have been a windstorm or like a wind tornado, and they both go up in the air, and it looks like it's at a baseball field or something.
It's at a park.
Yeah.
So it's in Commerce City, Colorado, and there's a crazy windstorm that comes, and you can see people literally laying down trying to get, out of the wind. And this wind grabs these two large porta potties, and they go across the parking lot, and then they spin up into the air. And here's the thing about spinning.
Have you ever seen something spin?
Something that's full of liquid. You could try it. Take your coffee cup, take the lid off, and then have a little spin the bottle.
And see what happens. And that will show you. But imagine it's the porta potty stuff, and man, you just see it go whoosh. It's just spraying like a sprinkler in the air.
Everywhere.
It is gross.
It's
and they
everywhere.
don't, these people are scared just from the wind thing. And then you got this porta potty that I haven't seen a full video of this. I've only seen the short one that kind of made its rounds.
Right.
But how would this porta potty, what happened when it landed, when both of them landed?
I don't know. There is, most of the video that people have seen is just the porta potties flying, because let's be honest, that's the best part.
That's the golden part of it, yeah.
But there's actually more to the video if you find an uncut one, and you'll see that they're at this, is it a park? And people have got all these big tents and stuff, and the tents are just being blown to shreds. They had a couple of people, oh my gosh, somebody got hit by something.
The porta potty?
No.
Okay.
No, I'm sorry. That was actually from a couple of months ago. That's not right. But this one, a guy said that he got slammed to the ground by the wind because it was blowing so hard. Yeah, a couple of people ended up with bruises, and they said they had bruised organs. Ouch.
Well, it seems serious.
Sounds serious to me. This is just one of those things where I want to be safe, but I want to be there while Nikki's outside getting sprayed by the porta potty.
I'm just not gonna make it.
So what happens to you after that?
Well,
you just run to a shower?
I'm not going to do the show anymore. I don't know if I can work anymore. I don't know what I would do for a living, but I just can't cope in society anymore. My favorite online videos, does anybody know, when they draw the little arms and the little faces on a trash can and make it look like it's... Have you ever seen those?
I don't think
I
have.
Or the grapes, they make little faces on it. You've never seen it?
I don't think I have.
Has anybody?
Somebody
favorite
has.
is when they'll just take objects and put little faces and make them look like they're alive.
Uh-huh.
And I just kept thinking when I saw the porta potties in the air of they'd have little arms going wee and just flying around. That's all I thought about. I love those videos.
I love this porta potty video.
I'm going to find you the ones. You ever seen the one where it's the two trash cans in the storm and they go together and it looks like they're hugging? They put Nope. Okay. Well, now we're doing something.
Nikki, as you are no doubt aware, we visit very different places on the internet.
We do, but how could you not see that?
DJ in Michigan says, Nikki,
what?
Real life doodles.
Yes, thank you. All right, real life doodles. I will find you that.
So Tim and DJ both got in.
Thank you, guys.
Letting us know that they were doodles.
They get it.
Yeah.
I'll send you the compilation.
So, you know what, DJ? Tim, I don't know what it is about you, but something about you yelling doodles, it feels like donuts. Can we get some donuts in here?
Well, we can work on that.
You show me the doodles, somebody else show me the donuts. And I'm going to eat...
How about doodles of donuts?
I'm going to eat a donut and watch this porta potty fly through the air.
If it's louder than it has to be and way worse than it has any right to be, it must be the worst of the riot 2018 on RadioU.
Guys, I don't know if you heard about it. Oh, that tone.
Was it a little low? All right. Oh, yeah. There. Should I have said it that way?
No, I want you to know that I seriously felt like I was at a friend's house where my friend's mom was trying to be cool with something, but she didn't like it, and she was ready for it to stop.
Maybe.
And she was like, all right,
everybody. Just one clap.
All right, let's bring it down. Hey, you know what? You guys won't have to put up with that much longer because I'm actually going to be quitting my job here at Radio U pretty soon because, Nikki, I have been called by the president to join Space Force.
I saw everyone on Facebook so excited about Space Force.
I'm joining Space Force, guys!
Legitimately happy.
Yes! I am so going to be part of Space Force. And they're excited about what I'm going to bring to the team.
You're bringing something.
Enthusiasm. Because I'm pumped about Space Force, dude.
Remember my tone with the excitement towards the clapping? It's
all right.
All right, let's join Space
everybody.
Force.
Space Force, all right.
So is it a real thing? Or is it like what we want to aspire to have or what?
I for real thought, when President Trump was talking about Space Force, it was going to be one of those things. Because, like how your friend's mom says, all right, everybody, we'll get some pizza. But what she really meant was like, I'm making broccoli right now. We're just going to chew on this broccoli. That's what I thought. Is like, that's something he's saying, but we're not actually going to have Space Force. But apparently, it's legit.
It's a thing.
He is putting a directive in whatever that the Defense Department is going to begin the process of establishing Space Force.
That we need to get out there and be first in making sure that as space stuff grows,
right,
we're out there on the front lines.
We need to make sure we're militarizing space with Space Force. But some people are criticizing him. I feel like it's one of those things where, like, this is either going to seem like in retrospect, people will be like, and we're so grateful that despite his lack of public popularity, that President Trump created Space Force, because without Space Force, the aliens would have destroyed us all.
You never know.
I mean, that's what I imagine could happen.
Yeah.
That might not be the case.
I guess I just don't envision it. Everybody on Facebook was like, yes, Space Force, like you were saying.
Wait, did you say?
I said Space Force.
Okay.
Where you're on the battle lines and you're up there and doing space stuff war, that sort of thing. But I envision it more like we're going back and we're going to be aggressive with things, and we have people that are in place who know what to do, if like fit enough to go into space. Like, we just
ready
have
at a moment's
ready.
notice.
Yeah. Like, I know you have to be fit enough to be like in the army and all that, but yeah. I think it's even next level if you want to go to space.
Yeah, we're not ready for that.
No one's going.
We can't go to space.
No one's going here.
They can barely get enough people for the regular army.
Yeah, it seems like there's a lack of people that pass all the regulations.
Hey, I just want to point out, Nikki, that I would be great for Space Force because in space, I don't weigh anything at all.
Oh, true.
So it's like, hey, you got to be under 200 pounds for Space Force.
Then,
and I'm like,
yeah.
You know what? It's cool because once we get into space, I'll weigh next to nothing.
And he can still fight then.
So guess who I don't know about fight. Like, I want to be like in the thing. Doing the whatever.
Well, if you're in the Space Force, I mean, what do you think you're going to be doing?
I'm going to be a hotshot fighter pilot that all the ladies are amazed by.
But no one else shoots at?
Well, yeah, because he's so courageous that everybody's like, we wouldn't shoot at him because we'll never hit him.
He's the face of Space Force.
Yeah, I mean, come on. And with a face like that, everyone wants to join Space Force. So, But, Nikki, it's been a great ride, and I've enjoyed our time together. I really have.
I might see you if it doesn't work out, right?
Well, you'll see my face on posters everywhere, I'm sure.
Then suddenly President Trump's like, I'm going to take that back. We're not doing Space Force anymore.
Nope, it's too late. Space Force is happening. Space Force. Can we please rename it? Please?
Oh, you love it. You love it.
I do love Space Force. Make no mistake. But, can we call it something else?
There's nothing else. Just get used to it.
Just something. Okay.
Not to get too political, but isn't it time we set term limits on morning show hosts? It's the worst of the riot 2018 on RadioU.
So if you guys weren't keeping up yesterday, I got a very important phone call in which I was asked to join Space Force.
Space Force.
That's right.
Oh, and it's got a soundtrack to it.
Well, Nikki, Space Force has to be ready for everything.
At any moment, day, any time.
And even if that includes just me out there doing public relations. Space Force has to be ready.
I feel like, honestly, your social media posting on Twitter, you announced that you were leaving RadioU to join Space Force.
Yes.
went better on Twitter.
Way better.
Then on Facebook, people took it like you actually were leaving RadioU to join, and they didn't know what Space Force was.
Twitter, everybody laughed and immediately understood Space Force.
They got it. They
Everybody
got the joke.
Facebook, I posted, what was that, at like 6 or 7 o'clock last night, and I walk away for like 20 minutes, and I come back to Facebook, and I have like 500 notifications, and I'm just like...
Oh, boy.
What?
Oh, what happened?
And all these people are like, oh my gosh, you're leaving. And I get it, because I dressed the Facebook one up a little bit, because I feel like with Facebook, you have to bury the joke more.
Yeah.
So, because with Twitter, I know you have 200 and something characters, but I still say don't use all those characters. Keep it short. So on Facebook, I said, it's with a heavy heart and some excitement.
That's the part that kills
I know,
it right
that's
there.
what got you. I know. That I must announce that I'm leaving RadioU 2 weeks from today. President Trump has asked me to take over as the head of Space Force.
See, there's the joke.
I mean, you should read that line and immediately know that obviously I'm not leaving. I'm not joining Space Force.
He hasn't been
President
asked
Trump
to.
has not asked me to do anything. And I say thanks for all the years of support. But I feel like everyone read the first sentence and didn't read anything else.
That they stopped reading then.
They stopped right there. And I get it. But that was supposed to be the fun of the joke, is you were like, oh my gosh, this is so stupid.
It has showed me that when the time comes, years down the road, years and years, when the riot can no longer be, we must take care of that delicately.
We'll have to handle it a little nicer.
We will. We might have to give like a 2-year warning, not just a 2-week one.
Yeah.
Because it seems like you guys would be sad.
Hey, but even the 2-week notice was a joke as part of yesterday's show.
With the space thing.
We were saying, hey, you know what? We're going to give a 2-week notice. And then for my last day, which would have been Tuesday, July 3rd, we were going to do a barbecue and a back-to-back Independence Day showing.
You know, maybe people missed those details.
Well, you know, I don't expect people to listen to the whole show, but, you know, you should listen to the worst of the riot so you're completely caught up on everything.
And you should understand that the space thing was a joke.
Yeah.
Again, it was very obvious on Twitter, but for some reason, they stopped at the first sentence on Facebook.
I embellished it just a little bit, and I knew I was in trouble when my phone started to ring last night, and I was just like, what? I started getting these private messages that are like, hey, and I'm like, guys.
Where are you going?
Guys, like, read the whole thing. Surely you don't think that President Trump has called me to head up Space Force, right?
Hey, they do.
They do.
They absolutely do think that you received that call and you've left.
That just goes to show you've listened enough to know I'd be perfect for it, right? I'd be perfect for it.
Actually says it seems like it'd be a nice job for you.
So it's time for everyone to sign my petition for Obadiah as Fleet Commander of Space Force.
He's not actually given his 2 weeks notice, but if he gets the call, we don't know when Obi could leave.
I mean, you know what, Nikki? When my country calls, I got to be ready.
You go.
But I mean, I'm only ready for Space Force.
And we're here to support you when your Space Force job comes.
Yeah. I mean, I'll be honest, I'm not ready for like other parts. I'm ready for Space Force part. So,
because what, you'll be Fleet Commander?
Well, we're still workshopping that, but I feel like it's a good title.
Nikki and Obadiah aren't here today, so we finally all get a break. Wait, what? What's a worst of the riot? Alright, never mind. It's the worst of the riot 2018 on RadioU.
What do you think was my favorite part of New York City?
Was it any of the great restaurants eating out?
I wasn't blown away by anything I ate.
No, so snacks not included.
No, not snacks. Though
you went to Broadway?
I did go to Broadway.
Was it Broadway?
That was great.
Yeah.
But my favorite part was the Statue of Liberty.
You went to see it?
I did.
Hey!
I did. You know, I'm not from New York because I'm from.
You didn't just take the free boat to go past it?
I did not. I paid, I think it was like $18 to ride the ferry and get pedestal access.
So you walk down to the bottom?
Yeah, so the pedestal is what it sits on, but you can't just go to that. Like, you have to get reserved access for that. And so I actually, admission, the people I went with wanted to go to the Statue of Liberty. I was like, that's dumb. We're going to go to the Statue of Liberty. What? It's on everything. We know what
You've seen it.
We know what it looks like, so whatever. And so I was surprised by my own reaction to the Statue of Liberty. Got on the ferry. It takes a long time. You got to go through security, wait in all these lines, finally get on the ferry. Then they take you to Ellis Island. And no offense to Ellis Island's place in history, but I'm like, look, I don't want to be here. I want to go to the statue.
Just keep moving on.
So you got to stay on the boat. Then they finally take you over to the Statue of Liberty. And I'm like, all right, this is what we paid to see, guys.
So you get out?
Yeah, get out there. And I was just like, it sounds funny, but there was just something about it. I was like, this is awesome. I was like, that's the Statue of Liberty. Check it out.
You almost never have this enthusiasm over something
never.
like that.
I know. And I loved it. Like, they're just the whole thing. And so we, walked around. And as I said, we got to go in the pedestal. There's a museum in the pedestal. And then you climb all the way up to the top of the pedestal. And there's a very thin, like literally 2 people deep kind of thing where you can go outside and stand at the statue's feet and look like straight up at it. And that's pretty cool. And then from there, you can take stairs down, and there are multiple levels. And the nice thing about the pedestal, and forgive me for sounding so snooty, but because it's limited access, I think it was the only place in all of New York where I was literally not scrunched up against 100 other people. So, like, we were able to just chill. Like, out on the pedestal is a star, or at least the bottom level is. And so you could just kind of hang out, take pictures. My phone died taking pictures while I was there.
You took so many.
And I'm like, oh, man. But, yeah.
And you lived the moment, though.
I did, but I was surprised. That was my dark, cynical heart. That was the last thing that I was interested in doing. I literally had no interest in going to see the Statue of Liberty. And I ended up thinking it was amazing. Going through the museum was awesome. Learning about it, I think my favorite thing I learned was how much so many people hated it when they made it. And I was like, nothing's changed. Look, everybody was making fun of and hating the Statue of Liberty when they were making it, just like it would be today.
Oh, that's so nice to be consistent.
It was. I like these people are like, it's a waste of money. It's ugly. It's stupid. Who wants that? And I'm like, man, the internet was just newspapers. We're the same. Humanity's not changing. We've always been this ridiculous.
Well, it seems like it was worth it to do the trip there.
I loved it. I will say that again, going into it, I would have never said, oh, yeah, let's go to the Statue of Liberty.
Well, when you're in New York, it is nice to do touristy things, but the problem is when you do really touristy things, it's always so crowded.
Yes.
So, like, I've only taken the free ferry past it and waved at it as, you just do that, but never taken the time to actually go see it.
I loved it. It was just way cooler in person than I would have imagined it. And I've seen a bunch of stuff. Like, I've been to Mount Rushmore, Golden Gate Bridge, all these things that you always see in movies or see photos of. And I found them to be like, whatever. Mount Rushmore, The Statue of Liberty, not. It was
that was
not,
more than an
It was not overrated. I was like, man, this is awesome.
Well, I'm glad you did that.
It gets my seal of approval. And I'm sure that when they were building it, they were like, man, I hope Obadiah likes it.
And now they're going to run with your seal of approval, and that's a part of the new tourism campaign.
I'm sure it is. A picture of me with the statue.
This man didn't think he'd like it, and he loved it.
They even make morning people want to reach for the snooze button. It's the worst of the riot 2018 on Radio U.
Nikki, have you ever heard of fried rice syndrome?
No, I've not.
It's real.
What is it?
It's a thing. Fried rice syndrome.
Well, fried rice is delicious.
I know.
Is it a syndrome if I think it's delicious?
Nope. It's kind of like this. You find yourself at a Chinese buffet where they've made fried rice and they just leave it out.
Well, like in the little pot and stuff. Yeah, It's usually out, I think, all day.
Well, guess what? It is very common in fried rice for it to develop a kind of bacteria called Bacillus cereus. And
it's serious.
Oh, it's serious, Nikki. And it leads to fried rice syndrome. So, for example, you have, and you're just going to love to hear.
Don't even tell me.
What, you don't want to know?
It's the normal medical stuff. It's never good.
Well, it's not good. Cramps, vomiting, diarrhea. They say it lasts about 24 hours.
So that's a bug you can get?
Yeah. Like, real talk, if you've ever been to a Chinese buffet and then you were sick for like a whole day after, you probably had fried rice syndrome, which, by the way,
I don't think it's that. There's tons of other stuff at a buffet you can pick up.
I want you to know that according to this article, it's recognized by the CDC as a thing.
The Center Disease Control thing?
Fried rice syndrome. It's a very specific thing. Well, there's a woman in Texas who is suing the Asian King Buffet, Mongolian and sushi, and she says that she developed fried rice symptoms and fried rice syndrome, and more than just having symptoms of that, she almost died. Says she spent 8 days in the ICU.
Whoa.
And 2 days on a ventilator.
Oh, that's beyond just I got a couple cramps. No. Wow.
Yeah.
Why was it so bad for her?
Well, they say she had a pre-existing condition, but she says that's no excuse for the fact that it was this whatever bacteria that grew inside the fried rice that got her.
Well, I can tell you it's probably in a lot of other stuff, too.
Well, I'm telling you
it just
right now.
sits out there.
I find that think about some of the Chinese buffets we've gone to.
Oh, yeah.
Remember the Cheetos buffet one?
Oh, that one had so many problems.
So many problems.
And when you look back and you think, why did we eat there? Like, why did we roll the dice? Why did we think that was
I think
okay
it was
to eat
you
there?
and Chris, right?
Chris loved that place.
He did.
It wasn't me. It was Chris.
We didn't go back. We haven't gone.
Yeah,
you went back again?
No, we went twice together, remember?
I've only been there that one time.
Because the first time he was like, yes, and then, that's why. You weren't there the first time.
No.
And then we were like, you know what? Let's bring Obi so he can decide. The second time was when you came.
I think I was there for about 5 minutes, and I actually remember Michael looking at me and going, well, I guess you're never coming here again. And
right.
it was like, well, I don't even need to acknowledge that. That's real.
We wouldn't even know a good quality buffet, though. I mean, they're not around here.
Fried rice syndrome, guys. It's real, and you've got to be on the lookout for it.
So it's because basically the rice at a buffet just stays there.
It sits there all day.
Or you're just getting from the top and no one ever gets to the bottom because they just, add more to it.
So this bacteria just grows in the fried rice, and then you eat it, and then it eats you. Ew.
It's like your finger paintings. People say it's good, but we all know it's not. It's the worst of the Riot 2018 on RadioU.
Nikki, the American Psychological Association is concerned about you.
Why are they worried?
And I pointed at Nikki, so go ahead and take your finger and point at yourself.
Point at us.
Okay, ready? 3, 2, 1. Concerned about you.
But keep your hands on the wheel.
Well, just one hand. It was quick.
Just making
sure.
Just
a quick point. So here's the deal. The American Psychological Association says that as Americans, you guys need to take some time off because burnout.
Okay, if we have to.
Burnout is a thing.
Sure.
So, all right, we're out. Okay, guys, walk out. Walk out.
You're not allowed to officially. Wait, we can't just leave them. We have a contest today.
Nikki, what am I supposed to do? Disobey the American Psychological Association?
But it's a New Music Friday. We have chances still to win. We can't just leave people like that.
And this is how wars start, okay? Overlapping alliances. That's where problems like this begin. So they want us to do that, but here's what they found. That you take a vacation. Mm-hmm. And you know how when people come back from vacation and they're so much easier to work with? They're like, it's fine. I'm good.
More relaxed.
Yeah.
Feels like they finally took a break.
They say it lasts 3 days.
That's it. Probably the length of the vacation.
3 days. But, Nikki, since the American Psychological Association is, 1, concerned about us, and 2, the glow, as they call it, only lasts for 2 days.
For so long.
Mm-hmm. I've got the solution. You and I are going to be here at work. We're here for the next 3 days.
Yeah.
All right. Guess what we're going to do? We're not going to do any work for the next 3 days. So that means that you and I can have the glow going into some time off. And then we'll have the glow after some time.
When you come back.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That could be. But it is hard. You have to get everything done before you go out of town. Mm-hmm. So sometimes I feel like, your vacation's not going to be long enough to even develop that vacation glow.
You're right. It's not. So what? Don't come in Monday?
Is that what I'm saying? We have
Is
to do
that
the
what you're
Christmas
saying?
channel. The Christmas in July channel's Monday. We just talked about this. The cookout is on Tuesday. We have to do this work. That's our work. And if you're just doing your job, you're like, why is that their job?
Guys, the pressure is killing me.
Why is that
the
their
pressure
job?
is killing me. I
have to do the Christmas in July channel.
I'm getting burnout, okay? I'm burning out. I cannot come in here on Monday and talk about Christmas, all right? I can't. I cannot do it. I have got to have this time off, Nikki.
But like I said earlier, you just took, Monday and Friday off.
You know what? Okay. Let me ask you a question. Honest question.
Yes.
Did you eat yesterday?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Are you planning on eating today?
I'm going to eat today.
Okay. So I take time off and all of a sudden it's like, you don't need it again? No. I need time off. I need time off like the air I breathe.
You totally
like
do.
the food I eat. I need to quit working. The American Psychological Association is so concerned about me and my burnout.
Everybody is worried.
Everybody's like, just because you talk for a living, blah, blah, blah. Listen, this is hard. You ever had to sit down in an air-conditioned room drinking coffee and talking? Do you know how hard that is?
He's right.
I'm burning out.
It's harder than he thinks it is.
So, look.
So 3 days, if you're going out of town next week, you can expect the vacation glow and that happiness to only last 3 days after it.
Right. Then, so we can all schedule to be angry at each other. If you're taking time off next week, we'll be angry.
No, but what I think is you should go
Thursday, July 12th. We'll be back to hating everybody.
Every 3. So if work 3 days, vacation 3 days. Work 3 days, vacation. Then it'll constantly be a cycle.
How about this? 3-day work week.
Yeah,
I'm still going to need my full salary, but 3-day work week, 4 days off.
That'll make a glow.
The definition of insanity is putting the riot on again and again and expecting a better result. It's the worst of the riot 2018 on Radio U.
We're taking drugs now.
Woo! Now the week gets started.
So I want to see what you brought. Ooh, look at you, big spender.
Why?
That's some name brand Advil. That's not the store brand.
Actually, to be honest, Eric has purchased this a while ago. So this is all that was in my little medicine basket. Mm-hmm. But we're having Advil, sinus, congestion, and pain.
Here, let me see the box.
Yay!
Okay. All right, so what do we got here? Ibuprofen, that's a pain reliever, fever reducer.
And I do well with Advil. I like Advil.
And NSAID, do you know what that is?
Not safe.
Not safe, no. Non-steroid anti-inflammatory drug, I think it is. And then phenylephrine. Now, that is not the pseudoephedrine.
This one's this won't make you, lose it.
No, this one actually makes me weirder.
Does it?
It makes me weirder.
Don't tell me that.
Oh, yeah, but you never are.
Actually,
You're
I'm always fine.
He's like, I'm taking drugs and I'm a functional
First off,
Advilaholic.
No, I feel like you need to put more context to that. Usually it's over the counter, a cold and sinus drug.
But it's a drug.
Yeah, but it's
not. So you're taking drugs.
Okay.
What?
No, it's fine.
Nikki's on drugs.
Drugs, I just have a little summer cold.
This is a technically true statement.
And I keep sneezing.
Okay, let's see here. Let's look at some of the warnings, okay?
Will you stop it? I don't want to hear the warnings.
All right, listen. You should stop taking it if you have hives.
Yeah.
Facial swelling. No, you always look like that. Asthma.
Oh, it's good to come back. It is good to come back.
Shock. What's shock?
And all, you're just...
No,
you're amazed.
Let's see.
I think it means if your body goes into shock.
Man, okay, let's take a look at what some of the signs of shock are.
Will you stop reading this? Stop reading
Nikki,
it.
I want you to be educated about what you're putting in your body.
I already took it. It's too late.
No, but now you need to know what to be on the lookout for.
Oh, my gosh.
Enlarged pupils, dizziness, rapid pulse, rapid breathing, nausea or vomiting, pale or ashen skin.
It's really hard to be able to distinguish between because it's a Monday and who doesn't feel some of this stuff anyways?
Okay, here's what I love. You should be worried if your skin is pale or if your skin is reddening.
Well, what makes normal then?
What is normal?
What is the normal?
Rash.
Yeah.
Do you have a rash?
No, I don't have a rash anymore.
Yet?
No.
Anymore?
Remember from last week when I was doing the stuff from creation? Something was on that tub.
Blisters?
No.
Okay, so all right. Well, we haven't seen any allergic reactions yet.
I'm fine.
Okay, this is to treat minor body aches, fever, headache, nasal congestion, sinus pressure.
Yeah, I think that I check all those boxes.
So it says that it should reduce the swelling of the nasal passages.
Oh, wait.
Do you think? Is it working?
It's already working.
Well, that's great. Look at you. You're doing so much better. If you open it up, there's so much more here.
Don't open that.
All right, look. Do you have
Stop it.
stomach bleeding warning. Your stomach could bleed.
I think that's if you take too much.
Okay, stop use and ask doctor if pain gets worse, if you feel faint, if you vomit blood. Okay, have stomach pain that does not get better. And
these are just the warnings they have to tell everybody for everything.
There's so many warnings. It's a fold out.
It's a fold out. It's a pamphlet.
It's a fold out of warnings right there. One more question.
Yes.
Does taking an Advil, does that mean that you just broke your fast?
No, I don't think so.
You sure?
I was wondering about it, like for the cough medicine or cough drops, because I do intermittent fasting and it has sugar in it, but I don't think this does.
Yeah.
If not, I don't care. My head hurts.
Oh, there's our attitude.
My head hurts.
There's our attitude. You know, putting your well-being before your well-being.
How could I?
What are you doing? It's all.
I'm going to go get some more water.
It's all falling apart. No, bone broth. You
have that too.
You do a nasal rinse with bone broth.
I'm sure
That's what you're supposed to do.
Oh, no. I'm sure that'll fix it.
It's perfect.
Oh, wow. I'm really glad that our 4th of July days off are over and I can come back for a nice full week of this while not feeling 100%.
You know what? You would have just been taking that all willy-nilly. I'm here to help you make informed decisions about your health care.
I can be safe. I can be fine.
This was the worst of the riot, and we'd like to congratulate you on having the stomach to stick around to the very end. The riot exists because Radio U exists, and Radio U only exists because of your support. Find out more and give now at RadioU.com/donate.